and I will go over the answers to Friday night's homework tomorrow. But we're going to learn about the discriminate and axis of symmetry right now. Okay? So I am looking at a problem, and I want to know how many solutions it has. I don't want to know what the solutions are, but I want to know how many it has. So I have this problem right here. Okay? So I want you to think about the equation negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. I want to know how many solutions I have. What part of this equation is going to determine how many solutions there are? The thing under the square root, because I can't have a negative number under here. If I have 0, if I have 1, things are going to just change. So this is called the discriminant. And that's going to tell me how many solutions I have. If I have a positive number, I get 2 solutions, right? Because I would add it to whatever negative b is, and I would subtract it. Okay? If I have 0, how many solutions do you think I have? If this comes out as a 0, if I add or subtract 0, does it make a difference? So I'm just going to have 1 solution. If I have a negative answer, how many solutions is it going to be? No real solutions. Okay, so those are my 3 possibilities. So let's try this out. First of all, my A equals 1, my B equals -4, and my C equals -5. I like to write that down just so I don't mix them up, because I've done that a lot. Now I'm going to plug it in here. -4 squared minus 4 times 1 times -5. And I'm just going to stick that in my calculator. You must put parentheses around any negative numbers, or it thinks you're going 4 times 4 times a -1. So just be very careful of that. Your calculator gets confused if you don't put it in correctly. Make sure that this is a minus sign as well, not a negative. And I get 36 is my answer. So how many solutions am I going to have? 2 solutions. Okay. Now I'm going to take this same equation and I'm going to figure out what the vertex is. Do you guys see how it's in standard form? I want to know what the vertex of my equation is. And to find the vertex, we can find the axis of symmetry, negative b over 2a. See how it's this leftover part after we get rid of the discriminant? This is going to tell me what my axis of symmetry is. And then I'm going to plug in that answer to find the y value to find my vertex. Okay? So I'm going to go -4 over 2 times 1. A negative and a negative makes a positive. So 4 divided by 2 gives me 2. So that's my axis of symmetry, or my x value of my vertex, right? How am I going to find my y? I'm going to stick it back in. So this is my x value of the vertex, axis of symmetry. Okay, so that's y equals x squared minus 4x minus 5. I'm going to simply stick in 2 and find out what my y is. So 2 squared minus 4 times 2 minus 5. So 2 squared gives me 4. I'm just going to stick it all on my calculator once. 2 squared minus 4 times 2 minus 5 gives me -9. So my vertex is 2, -9. What's another name for this -9? That's going to be my what? It's my axis of symmetry is 2. What's the y value also? if I was looking at a quadratic equation on a graph, it would be, do you remember these? Max or min? So this would be my min. Okay, should we try one more?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to give you a problem, and I want you guys right now to use the equation I just gave you to be able to find how many solutions and what the vertex is. We're going to look at x squared minus 6x plus 7 equals 0. Okay, I want you guys to do it on your own. Label it A, B, and C. Find the discriminant, which will tell you how many solutions there are. Then find the axis of symmetry and plug it in to find your max or min to tell you what the vertex is. Whatever is in front of the x. If it was 0, then you know x squared. Come on, try this problem. Let's go. Don't just sit there. Yeah, your A values. Yeah. Let's try this problem. Don't just sit there. Label it. Tell me what A, B, and C are. Plug it into the discriminant. Figure out how many solutions there are. Don't wait for me to do the problem. That's not helpful for you. You can't wait for me to do the problem when we're taking a test. Step 2. Plug it into the discriminant. B squared minus 4AC. Tell me what that has. 1, 2, or 3 solutions. Okay. That's 1, 2, and 3. Step 4. Go negative b over 2a by the axis of symmetry. Step 5. Plug it into your original equation, the one you're on board, and tell me what the max or min are. So you're putting it into the whole person. I just want to what you're doing is finding the root of the equation. So right there is a positive input. So that means you have 2 solutions. It was a negative 0, and if it was a 0, you would have 1. Let's see. And now you mess up. Yes. And you'll get the y, and I'll leave the vertex. All right, guys. Let's do this problem. And then we're going to move on to completing the square. Okay. So I know my A value is 1. I know my B value is negative 6. And I know my C value is 7. I'm going to plug it into the discriminant, remember, which is B squared minus 4AC. So I'm going to go negative 6 squared minus 4 times 1 times 7. Make sure you put that negative 6 in parentheses when you stick it in your calculator, or you're going to get the wrong answer. I get 8. I had somebody have 32. Maybe make sure you make this a minus sign and not a negative sign. Okay? So how many solutions do I have? 2 solutions. Okay? Do you want me to do this in parts to break it down?
No.
6 times 6 is 36. I know you said no, but I'm doing it anyways. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 7 is 28. 36 minus 28 is 8. Okay. Now I'm going to find the axis of symmetry, which is negative b over 2a. So that's a negative 6 over 2 times 1. That gives me 6 over 2, which equals 3. That's my axis of symmetry. I'm going to plug that back into this equation right here. So that's 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 7. Which gives me negative 2. That is my, what do you think it is, guys? Max or min? Look at your a value of your original equation. Min. So my vertex is 3, negative 2. Okay. I want to do one more real quick together where your answer is not positive. Let's try this one. I know I said I was going to move on, but I want to do this real quick. Okay. I just want to find the discriminant. Just the discriminant. This is my B. This is my A. Excuse me. Gosh. B. This is my A, B, and C. So it's B squared, negative 12 squared minus 4 times 3 times 12. Just typing that into my calculator, making sure that my negative 12 is surrounded, and I get the answer is 0. So how many solutions are there? One solution. Okay, I just wanted to give you something where it wasn't positive. All right, we are going to move on to completing this work. So your classwork today should be out in front of you. Okay, we're going to do number 2 first. Okay. First thing I'm going to do is set this equal to 0. X squared plus 4x plus 10 equals 0. I'm going to change this from, what form is this in? Standard factored or vertex? I'm going to change it to vertex form. Okay, you ready? I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. These cancel. And I get x squared plus 4x equals negative 10. Okay? Then I am going to take my b value, and I'm going to go negative b over 2 squared, and I'm going to add it to both sides. Okay. So I'm going to take negative 4 over 2 squared, which gives me 4. I'm going to take this answer right here and add it to both sides. Okay, can I factor this now really easily? It should just be x plus 2 squared, right? Oh, it's starting to look like that vertex form a little bit. Equals negative 10 plus 4 is negative 6. Yeah? Then let's add that 6 to both sides. These cancel. I get x plus 2 squared plus 6 equals 0. I just got it in vertex form, right? Yes.
How did you get the parentheses with the square root around all that came from?
Oh, well, I know that this is going to have to be 2 and 2. Okay? But it always is going to be whatever this half of it is. I'm making them into something where it's that perfect square times a square times itself. Okay? So that's the whole point of this. we're going to go up and do number 1. It's a little more complicated because 15 doesn't get divided in half perfectly, okay? So, first step, I'm going to make it equal to 0. Step 1. It equals 0. What's step 2, guys? What am I going to do next? Subtract 7. And I have x squared plus 15x, I leave a space, equals negative 7. Now what do I do? Negative 15 divided by 2 squared gives us 56.25. And I'm adding that to both sides of my equal sign. So far, so good? Okay, now I need this to be a perfect square. So it has to be half of 15, which is 7.5, equals negative 7 plus 56.25 is 49.25. And then finally, I'm going to subtract it at the end. Okay? Questions? All right, I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to have you guys try the 2 on the back. Are you done copying it down, or do we need to leave it there?
Leave it there.
Okay, so this completing the square stuff is what your homework is going to look like tonight. But your exit ticket is I'm going to check in to see if you have got the whole, how many solutions is it, can you use the quadratic formula, and stuff like that, okay? So let me do one more of this complete the square, and then we're going to try at least one on the back. Okay, this one's a little bit different because there's an a value. There's a number in front. So I'm going to do very close to the same thing where I set it equal to 0. I subtract 6. But now I don't want that number in front because I want to be able to do that perfect square stuff. So can I divide everything by 3 and will it come out as an even number? Yes. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to divide everything by 3. Okay? I did it on both sides of the equal sign, so we're okay. And I'm given x squared minus 4x equals negative 2. Now I'm just going to take this number minus a negative 4 over 2 squared. This becomes plus. And I get 4. And I'm going to add it to both sides. Okay. This now is a perfect square. X minus 2 squared equals 2. And I'm going to subtract the 2 from both sides. And now it is in vertex form. Okay, I would like you to try number 1 on the back. Try number 1 on the back. good, go ahead and try number 2. If you've got number 1, go ahead and try number 2. So first step, try set it equal to 0. Second step, try set it. Oh, you didn't divide by 2.
You tired? Me too. I cleaned my room. It took me 5 hours.
What the hell?
What?
Now take this.
What'd you have in there?
Every. What's 2 8 9? I'm being distracted. It's because my
Okay, guys, I'm going to do 1 and 2 on the board, and then I'm going to give you your exit ticket. So, Michelle, if I don't answer your question while I'm doing this, let me know, okay? All right. Step 1. I'm going to set it equal to 0. X squared plus 4x minus 6 equals 0. Step 2, add 6 to both sides. X squared plus 4x equals 6. Why are we talking? Oh, okay, negative b over 2 squared, right? So negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. This becomes x plus 2 squared equals 10. So I get x plus 2 squared minus 10 equals 0. This is my vertex form, right? Questions, comments, concerns about that one? Okay, so, yes, questions? Shh. Questions about this specifically? No other conversations going on in my classroom? Okay, number 2. First thing we're going to do, set it equal to 0. Second thing I'm going to do, add 18. A lot of you forgot this step. Is there a number in front of my x squared?
Yes.
Can I divide everything by that number?
Yes.
Yeah, don't forget to do that part.
Are we always gonna be able to do that?
I can't say always. For your homework tonight, yes. How about that? And on this test, yes. But forever and ever, I don't know. Okay. X squared plus 4x equals 9. 4. Negative 4 divided by 2 squared gives us, add 4 to both sides, and then we get x plus 2 squared equals 13. So x plus 2 squared minus 13 equals 0. That's in our complete the square. In our vertex form, we completed the square. Okay, I have an exit ticket for you that you need to complete before the end of the hour.